Hey there, it's Dina from IDon'tGetItTutoring.com. In this lesson, we are going to be going over mean, median, and mode of a data set. Let's get started. So, these three terms are very important when considering data, and they're going to be frequently asked and actually quite useful in your everyday life. So, you might have not heard these words before, so let's go over what each of them means. First, mean. So the mean is the average of a set of data or a set of values. Meaning if we have a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we wanted to take the average, we would add all the values together. We would take the sum of all the values and then divide it by the amount of values that we have. In this case, we have 5 values. So 5. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. What does that come out to? That comes out to 15. And if we divide that by 5, we get 3. So the mean or average of this data is 3. If you want an equation for this, it would be x1 plus x2 plus x3 and so on until x of n, any amount of the however many terms, the last amount, like the last term, the number it is. So let's say we have like 100, n would be 100, the 100th term, and then it would be n, the total amount of terms, and then you would get your mean, which can also be written as bar x. But what we have to focus is the logic behind it, thinking about what makes sense and how to get to it. Memorizing this equation isn't entirely useful. If you want to memorize it, go ahead, but as long as you know if you take the sum of all the values and then just divide it by how many values there are, you're good for the mean. Now, on to median. The median kind of reminds me of the word middle. The median is the center value of the whole data set. Meaning, if we had a bunch of numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 again, this was our set. We want to find the number that's exactly in the middle. So, that would be 3. That's easy, right? Because we have an equal amount on this side and that side. So it's 3. But let's say we had an even amount. So let's say we had 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, it can't be 2 and 3, and it certainly isn't 3, because then it would be unbalanced. We would have 2 and 1 over here. So it can't be 3, and it can't be 2 and 3. So it has to be a number that's exactly in between 2 and 3. What would that be? 2.5. That's easy. But let's say it wasn't numbers that were 1 apart. Let's say we had like 13 and 27. Off the top of your mind, you don't really know what's exactly in the middle of 13 and 27. You could draw out a number line or count on your fingers, but another way to do it is you could subtract the values. So you do the bigger value minus the smaller value, and 27 minus 13 is equal to 14. Divide that by 2, which is 7, and then subtract 7 from the bigger value. 27 minus 7 equals 20. So exactly in the middle between 13 and 27, it's 20, right? Because 13 plus 7 is 20, and 20 plus 7 is 27. So if you drew a number line and you had 13 here, 27 here, you had 20 here, it would be perfectly even because you have 7 and 7. There you go. So another thing to note is that just because the way the data is presented to you doesn't mean you're going to find the median from the set. You have to do it when the numbers are in order from least to greatest. Because, for example, someone can try to trick you and put all the numbers all mixed up. So instead of a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from least to greatest, they'll give you like a 4, 2, 5, 1, 3. Now, that is nowhere near least to greatest. It's all mixed up, right? So the median of this set is not 5. No, because it's all mixed up. It's not from least to greatest. When you see a set of numbers like this that is not in the right order, you have to then rearrange it in the right order and then find the median. And the same goes if it's an even amount of numbers as well. You would do this process, that I did right here with 13 and 27, and that would be easy. So yeah, make sure the median is the center value of the whole data set when in the form or written from least to greatest. That's very important. Finally, mode. The mode is the number that comes up the most frequently. It's the number in the set and you have the most of that number in the set. So the number that is most frequent or abundant. Okay, so let's say we had a data set and it is normal for values to repeat, obviously, when we're doing data sets. So let's say we have this data set what would our mode be? Well, we have a total of 3 1s, 2 2s, 1 3, 2 4s, and then 1 5. So as we can see here, 3 is the greatest amount of a number, so our mode here is 1 in this data set. Easy enough. And also, if you have a data set with an equal amount of greater values, so let's say we had same data set 1 1 1 2 2 3 4 4 5, but let's say we had an extra 4 in here, so we had 3 1s and 3 4s. Our modes would be 1 and 4 because they both come up most frequently, but it has to be an equal amount. In our prior example, 2 and 4, yes, you have the same amount, but it's not the greatest amount. You don't have, 2 is not the greatest amount of a number, it's 3. So that's why 1 is the mode. But over here, the greatest amount of times, the most amount of times you're going to see a number again is 3 and 3. And since those are a tie, those are both the mode. Also, one other thing I would like to mention when dealing with data, two other important terms are the range and the quartiles. So the range is basically when you have your set of data, it's how much space or how far away is the smallest value from the greatest value. So once again, let's do our set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we want to find our range, we take the greatest value and we subtract the smallest value from it. That's our range. So our range here would be 5 minus 1 equals 4. So our range here is 4. The set of data spans over 4 units. And our quartiles are the quarters, let's say. So let's say we have a set of data, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we know our median is 3. And now that breaks it up into 2 halves. Now we have 1 and 2, 4 and 5. Our quartiles would be the median of 1 and 2 and 4 and 5. So what's exactly in between 1 and 2? 1.5. So that would be Q1, quartile 1. Our median is Q2, our second quartile. What's between 4 and 5? 4.5. So that would be Q3. And then there is no Q4. So technically they're not really quartiles. So yeah, that's what a quartile is basically. Yeah, so today we went over mean, median, mode, and a little bonuses I added are range and quartiles. Now, I'm going to give an example with a set and a set of values, and I want to see, let's see how we do with this practice question. So I want you to find the mean, the median, the mode, the range, and the quartiles of this data set. I will give you a few seconds to pause the video. Okay, so our mean would be all our values added up. So 0 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 8 plus 13 plus 21 plus 34 over the amount of values. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 values. So that whole sum divided by 10. Check that with your calculator. I am going to calculate that really quickly with my calculator. So 0 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 8 plus 13 plus 21 plus 34 is 88 over 10. That is equal to 8.8. Our mean is 8.8. Our median, now, lucky you, I put them in order from least to greatest. All you have to do is look for the middle value. Now, it's even, right? Because the total number of values is 10. So we go 5 and another 5 numbers. So it has to be a number exactly in between 3 and 5. And what would that be? 4. Easy enough. Our median is 4. Now, our mode. Which number comes up the most frequently? That would be 1, because all the other numbers come up once, but 1 comes up twice. So that is our mode. Our range. Our greatest value minus our smallest value. What is 34? Our greatest value minus 0, our smallest value. 34, of course, makes our range 34. And now for our quartiles. We have now our first half and our second half. And they're odd amounts. So that makes it really easy to find our center value. So our first quartile is 1. Our second quartile would be the mean, which is 4. And our third quartile would be, boom, 13. It's as easy as that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. And yeah, good luck. Bye.